Hey everybody, Matt Tennis here, Chico Parents for In-Person Learning. I think that you should not get your thought process all lined out and figured out before you hear from the public. I think you should hear from the public and see what we bring to the conversation, and then maybe make your plan for what you want to do and how you want to reopen. I am frankly shocked and blindsided at the way this conversation has gone tonight. The first, I don't know how long it was that we heard the initial presentation on agenda item 811, but basically we had a lot of just really authentic fanfare over how great the reopening was going. Granted, we're only 3 days in, but kids are loving it, parents are loving it, the safety protocols are all being followed to the T. It's wonderful, everything is going absolutely great. Okay? And then we heard real examples from teachers and staff of how positive they all thought it was in every respect. But now it comes time to decide what we're going to do about the fact that the tiers have changed and we're now totally in orange. Okay, Governor Gavin Newsom and Mark Galley, the Secretary of Health and Human Services, they think it's okay for us to be back in class now full-time at a regular schedule with safety precautions. Okay? But who is more conservative than Governor Gavin Newsom and Mark Galley? The Chico Unified School District Board of Trustees. We are being more conservative than they are in Sacramento. National news outlets. I subscribe to the print edition, yes, that's right, of the New York Times. It's a very impressive, erudite thing for me to do, way out here in Chico, to subscribe to the New York Times. Well, the New York Times is reporting that kids being back in school in New York full-time is not contributing to the spread of COVID. I am also an avid NPR listener. NPR is also reporting that kids being in school does not contribute to the spread of COVID. Dr. Mark Galley, for weeks now, has been reporting that kids being in school does not contribute to the spread of COVID. I think that maybe the one flaw here is that you guys think that this online Zoom school thing is actually pretty great. Well, it's not great. Okay, there are some round pegs out there. There's some kids who can sit in front of a computer screen for 2-3 hours and can get their school experience from that and also from the, whatever you call the other learning that they do. But at least 2 of my kids are not that. Okay, and I wasn't that when I was a kid. And I have a lot of people in my coalition, hundreds of them actually, for whom their kids are not that either. And Zoom school, it's bad, all right? It's not great. What is great is being back in school, as we've seen for the last 3 days, and we need to keep that pattern going, and we need to embrace the fact that we are now in orange, that Sacramento is giving us a green light, and we should get back to school. Thank you.
Since this isn't items from the floor, we can respond. And what I'd like to say is that we do not have to do what anybody else does. This is a board that makes its decisions based on science, based on what our public health department says, and that's what we do. That's what this board does. We do not just listen to a group that makes the most noise. We listen to all groups. I thought maybe you were going to come ahead and tell us how happy you were that we had started and had kids in school, since that's what you've been clamoring for months. So I really don't know, Mr. Tennis, what's going to make you happy? You know, do you want us to disregard all public health recommendations and send kids back? You know, I realize you're running for the board and you want to have a platform, but really? Is that what you want us to do? Totally disregard that? You mentioned a couple of people, but, you know, that's not everybody. We just heard that Red Bluff had 17 cases that just emerged. We have a holiday season coming up. We're not going to act irresponsibly just because you keep coming here and making noise. So I'm sorry if you feel that way, But this is a board that thinks independently, considers all opinions, considers objective information out there, and doesn't just bow to the loudest speaker or the person who harasses us the most. So, do we have a motion? Oh.
We do not have any more speakers. Mr. Tennis was the only other speaker from that would have called in.
Yes, Eileen.